Jets fans, what is going on? It's Richie, Jets media man. Pat McAfee had Aaron Rodgers on, and there was a lot to get into. Now, there were so many reports. I mean, the bye week was just so much. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the show, by the way. Make sure you guys check them out. Of course, we'll hear from them in just a bit. But there was so much talking. And I made a few videos on certain reports. The video I made a report on was more about what happened in the building about Woody Johnson. It wasn't really about Aaron Rodgers' future. Now, I did not make a single video about Aaron Rodgers' what he wants, right? I don't think I did, at least. Maybe I did. I don't even remember. But I wanted to wait to hear from Aaron Rodgers himself about everything before I, like, for example, the report of him saying, I want to play in 2025 and not with the Jets, I knew that was fake. I mean, not that it was fake, but I just needed to hear from Aaron Rodgers to actually talk about that. You know what I mean? I needed to hear from Aaron, and he went out there and said, I had never said that, right? Now, what does this mean? Now, what we did hear from Aaron Rodgers is this. He's not attached to anything. There is a chance that he's not playing next year in total. There's a chance that the new regime comes in. Like, he's not committing himself to playing. He's also, like, he's literally in limbo. So if you did not check out Aaron Rodgers' feature on the Pat McAfee show, I'll recap it right here with you. I mean, he understands there's a lot of change, and he said, in his perspective, if he decides to play next year, the Jets are number one on his list, and he'd love to play for the Jets. But he went on to say he doesn't know if the Jets want him. He doesn't know if it's going to align with the new regime. He's very aware that there's a completely new regime coming in, and they may want to get rid of him. So I think there's a lot of open-ended things there. And I think that a lot of Jets fans, the biggest thing about this is, where is Aaron Rodgers in terms of the Jets' future? He's under contract next year. Can we get out of his contract? It would have to be a post-June 1st designation. There's a lot of things, man. He's suiting up to play this week. The Jets are back. You thought the bye week was going to last forever? No, we're back. We're back. And Aaron Rodgers is going to go out there and try to win us football games. And that's going to probably piss off a lot of people. That's pro-tank, I'm sure. So, chat, do me a favor right now. Simply smash the like button on your way into the show, man. I appreciate you all tuning in to the show right now. We have a lot of things with the New York Jets I got to update you guys on. I mean, some people were like, Richie, where you been these last few days? It was the Jets bye week, man. Like, I just did not want to make a video for every single report in the media. I made a few. I made a video about the Jets preferring to move on from Aaron Rodgers, right? I did make a video about that. I made a video about the 33rd team coming on here and being a third party of resources to help Woody Johnson spearhead the new regime search. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Aaron Rodgers' future, that's not what I want this whole channel to be focused on, right? And now we have a game coming up. By the way, does anyone care? We're taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Let me know in the chat. Does anyone care? We're taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Let's go, baby. Bring it on, Gino. Now, this game is going to be interesting because I think if you're a Jets fan, you know that this is when they start playing their best brand of football, when they're out of it. So definitely expect them to start winning. all jokes aside, if there's any team I want them to beat, it's the Miami Dolphins, for being honest with ourselves. But I digress. Now, what do we look for in the back end of this season? Dead Memes is going to the game. True Jets fan right there. Let me know if you're going to the game. Anybody got a game? Anyone going to the game Sunday? Let me know. Tag for what? Jets are not drafting a QB with the first-round pick, so there are other options. Listen, if there's anybody that watches my channel, I am so anti-tank. Always have been, always will be. There will never be anybody convince me that I should be rooting for my team to lose. And that's not me saying you're wrong for rooting for your team to lose. Everybody's entitled to be a fan their own way. But the way I'm wired is I don't root for losses. Because me rooting for a loss has zero impact on the game. I'm a Jets fan. Games are sacred, in my opinion. There's only 17 games in a full year. We're definitely not playing in the playoffs. So I love the Jets so much that I'm rooting for them to win, no matter what. And if they lose a game, all right, cool. Better draft pick. I don't really root for losses. So we'll be live on this channel on Sunday against the Seahawks. Let's go Jets. Jets, 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 Jets. Absolutely, man. Let's go. Absolutely. We got a Board Fat gifted a membership. Shout out to Board Fat. C Bull has just won a Jets Media member. Shout out to you, man. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Board Fat, for doing just that, man. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Richard, keep the Dolphins slander out your mouth and stop hating on Miami. Please let me know what I said that's hate. Seems like you're sensitive of the truth. Because anything I've said about the Miami Dolphins these last few days, enlighten me what's hate. Please. And I'm not going to keep the Dolphins out of my mouth because I am the host of the AFC East roundtable. And if you're new here, I talk about the Dolphins and the Bills and the Patriots. It's part of my job as the owner of Roundtable Sports. So I will continue to talk about the Dolphins, but I love how Dolphins fans pocket me in as a hater when I don't remember I said anything. I don't know if I said anything that's considered hate. All I remember saying is the truth. Let's be honest. If the Dolphins beat the Packers Thursday, I will be given nothing but respect to the Miami Dolphins. Right? If they beat the Packers, you will get my respect, and I will actually put you in the conversation to go to the playoffs. If you lose to the Packers, you know what it is. King Lowski! Woo! Hey, yo, my boy King Lowski out here didn't have to do that. He just gifted 5 Jets Media memberships, bro. 5! Thank you so much, man. Shout out to King Lowski for gifting 5 memberships. That is pretty awesome. That's $25 worth of memberships right there. Congratulations to Alfredo, Jero921, Philip 187, and Flexican are now all Jets Media members. I got to update the emojis because the emojis right now are all the Jets players. So if you are a member, spam the emojis in the chat. You'll see it. These are all the emojis. They're just Jets players. I think I got to update him. I mean, they're all active Jets, but with the old uniforms. Damn, I got to update that. Man. Larry, I'll say it. I hate Miami. Who doesn't? Let's do it. $5 super chat from GM Sinland Empire 2. Never believe what media pushes out. A lot of these reports are hogwash. Hire Rex Ryan to push the culture of heart and Cincy's coach as OC. I would love Zach Taylor as the offensive coordinator for sure. But yeah, listen, the media, when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, I never trust. But when it comes to Woody Johnson stuff, that stuff I kind of just believe in because Woody is that type of guy where you hear a report like, yeah, Woody would do that. You know what I mean? Thank you for the $5 super chat, my man. Really much appreciate you. Guys, if you're just tuning into the show, don't be afraid to simply hit the like button for the boy right now. We got 26 likes. We can do better than that. Let's get into business, man. We're live on Jets Media right now on Tuesday, and we're having a good old time because we got a game to come into, right? We got a football game to get excited for. Who's pumped? Let me know, chat. I know you guys are amped up. Whoop. Amped up. I appreciate you guys tuning in because the Jets have a game on Sunday, and I feel like Jets fans are amped up. I really wish we were. I don't want to go into negative Sally, but I feel like what the Jets have done this season, man, We just deserve so much more, Jets fans. We really, really do. I want to ask Jets fans, what are you looking for in this game? Like, is it just, like, what is this last 7 games going to be? What are they going to be? Excuse me. The games coming up for the New York Jets is going to be wild, man. Because why do I feel like everything's going to start clicking? Or we just keep losing. Staff Boy, $10 super chat. Staff Boy 13, thank you so much, my friend. Can't thank you enough for that. Yo, what's up, Richie? Funny enough, I was just in Jersey yesterday helping my friend move from Michigan, and remember how I said on the roundtable that the Jets should get Rex? I think it might happen. Staff Boy coming in here with the $10. So there's a lot of Rex Ryan to the Jets buzz. First of all, Staff, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Much love to you. Great Bills fan, dedicated supporter roundtable, and me as well. Thank you. But I'm not convinced on the Rex Ryan thing because Rex Ryan, he's the one lobbying himself. There's no substance in a report about the Jets being interested in Rex. That's important. So I don't think Rex is coming to the Jets. I know that he's selling a lot of Jets fans and selling hope that he is the right man for the job. He wants it, all these things. But come on now. If you're a Jets fan, you really want Rex Ryan back? I don't know if I do. I really don't know if I do. Like, do I? I don't know. Like, if you're a Jets player, what type of... Oh, my God. I can't believe we're going through a whole coaching search again. New GM search. What's your guys' thoughts of the 33rd team? Right? We got Mike Tannenbaum and another former Vikings GM spearheading the search. Now, I do like that just from the perspective of it takes some control out of Woody Johnson's hands, where they're hiring football minds. Now, the football minds being former GMs, former executives. So that's cool. It's just hire the right guy. Just hire him. Some people really want Rex Ryan, man. I don't know if I want him. Some people are bringing up the Adam Gase stuff. What did I miss? Did I miss something with Adam Gase? Adam Gase being brought in as a consultant. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the Adam Gase stuff. Let's be honest. Apparently, Adam Gase just joined. Oh, he's part of the 33rd team. So, that's what it is. He's part of the 33rd team media company that the Jets just hired. And Adam Gase joined them as a strategic advisor. But, again, the 33rd team is a large company. And I don't know if he's in the same department that the Jets hired to lead their search. So, I would relax on that. Jet says, I love Rex. He's a personality icon, but I don't want him as the coach. He would be he would be good to be on the team from a PR standpoint, but not as the head coach. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a reason why the guy's been in television for a decade, bro. Come on. There's a reason why. He's been on. So let's just keep it a buck with that, bro. Keep it a buck. This is frustrating. I hope Adam Gase stays far away from us as possible, man. Now, the Jets just signed Easop Winston Jr. to the practice squad. Phil Savage making moves. Phil Savage is making moves right now. The Jets are active. Woo, look at this. Look at this, guys. Phil Savage's first personnel move is here. The Jets are signing. Here it is on your screen now. Wide receiver, Easop Winston Jr. Somebody let me know in the chat if you know who this is. Because I bet you nobody does. Newsflash, I don't. I don't really care to admit that. But now we're in a situation where damn, bro. I'm pissed off. Glenn! $10 $10. Thank you, Glenn. Everybody give Dono hype to Glenn. I respect you and enjoy the trash talking and content. You stand up for me and keep me as a moderator. I want to see where this team quits or plays for pride. I always stand up for you, Glenn. You know that. Always. You are my guy. All right, Glenn? You are my ride or die. I mean, there's a few people like you, Glenn, that not just watch the AFC's roundtable, but you watch all the individual shows as well. You are one of them, right? We appreciate you, Glenn, and thank you for the $10. I feel like this team's going to play with a quitting attitude. They've quit already, so what makes me think they're going to play with pride? That's how I look at it. Hope I'm wrong, though. Hope I'm wrong. I mean, I would love to see this team come out there. Like, if you want me to start, I'm going to start speaking some optimism, some positivity. All right? If you are a Jets fan and you want to hear something, now this has nothing to do with this season. This season is a wash. Absolute wash. But what we can hope for is that whatever regime the Jets bring in, whatever GM and head coach combination, like, let's not deny the facts here. Now, I know that us losing has kind of made us question the roster more, and maybe we're not as talented as we thought. That's okay. I understand that. But I really still strongly believe that this Jets football team has a core of talent that, if paired with the proper coaching staff, would work. And I think now that we have a team assembled this way, and now we're going through a coaching search of having a team kind of already assembled instead of hiring a new GM and coach for a rebuild, it's different, right? When the Jets were looking for Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh, it was like, okay, let's get a new GM and head coach to start a brand new rebuild. And of course, we feel like we're going to go through another rebuild, but hear me out for a sec. This team is not prepared for a rebuild in terms of the talent on the roster. Now, the big issue is we don't have a quarterback, hypothetically, right? That's the difference. That where you feel like you're going in a rebuild, because if Aaron Rodgers is not part of the future plans, we literally don't have a quarterback that we feel like we can be competitive with next year. But what we do have a roster. I really do believe that. If we get the right coach and the right GM, and in these interviews, Woody Johnson and all these guys are interviewing these coaches and GMs, they're looking at the Jets roster and pitching what they would do with this specific roster, what his plan with Garrett Wilson would be. How would you get Sauce Gardner back to the all-pro ways? How can you actually utilize Breece Hall? How can you fix the offensive line, establish a mindset, establish a culture here? And I'm hopeful that a fresh new mindset can spark this team and start to click. Look at the Los Angeles Chargers, bro. Coaching matters. Now, the difference between the Chargers and the Jets is very simple. They got a young franchise QB in Justin Herbert. We do not have that. But last year, the Chargers stunk. And then they bring in Harbaugh, and in year one, the entire team is playing out of their minds because of him. So all we need to do is get the right man in charge and hopefully have a season next year where the expectations are low and we overexceed them. That's our hope. And I think that's possible. We got Quinnen Williams still locked up long-term. Who's balling? Quincy Williams. I mean, we got talent on this team going into next year. So, and we had a first-round talent coming in. We got a brand-new draft class. We have pretty good draft picks. So, I don't know, man. That's kind of the only thing that's getting me through this season is the excitement of pairing a new regime with a team that's already kind of good. Because when we bring in a new coach and a new GM, they're going to scan the roster, pluck out their guys, and then wipe the old. They're going to cut players that we all like probably. They're going to trade players that don't really fit their mindset, fit their culture, that are under contract for next season. So I think that's something to look forward to, an idea of something new, something fresh with this team, because we all love Garrett Wilson. Let's be honest, man. The kid's a stud. He's going to finish the season with career highs in every single category if he finishes the year healthy. That's just a fact based off of what he's done thus far. So that's something we want to see. Davante Adams, he's under contract next year. I mean, even if Rodgers doesn't return, I don't think the Jets are going to get rid of Davante. He's not a terrible player, right? At the end of the day, we need to get this team together for the long run. And having Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams next season as our number 1, number 2 receivers, with hopefully Malachi Corley showing something. I don't know. I don't want to get hyped up with these players anymore, but I'm just curious, what is the new regime going to do when they come in here? What's the type of mindset they're going to bring? That's what it comes down to, man. That's what it comes down to. So I hope that this Jets team can pull this off. Woo! Jets fans, let me know in the chat right now how you're feeling. Where's your mindset at going into this season? Where is your mindset headed into this season? Because at the end of the day, there's not a lot of things to be excited about. Now, I'm speaking to Dolphins fans and even Jets fans. I'm sure Jets fans are not going to want to come. I don't blame you. But we are doing an event. I'm going to Miami next week. I'm going to the Jets and the Dolphins game in Miami. I would love to get Jets fans to pull up. Listen, I do not blame any Jets fan that does not want to come because of the obvious, right? We're not good. But come watch the Jets play spoiler as we're doing the AFC East roundtable event. All right, tickets are on sale now. We're going to be locked down our own private corner terrace. It's going to be me, Dan Mitchell, TD Finstock, Colby. We're going to have a whole meet and greet. It's going to be a good time. If you want to meet me and maybe you're a Jets fan in the South Florida area and you want to come through, pull up. All right? Dolphins fans, pull up. So I put the link that's pinned at the top of the chat. You guys should pull up, man. I'm going to be there. Season's over for the Jets, but hey, come watch football. You're not giving the Jets any money. So, and I would love, I'm rooting for the Jets to play spoiler, and you should too. Antonio, $2. Vrabel as head coach. Flores or Rex for DC. Moore as OC. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Antonio. I'll tell you this. Brian Flores is not leaving the Vikings for just another role as a defensive coordinator. If Brian Flores leaves the Vikings, it's for a head coaching job, not a defensive coordinating job. And also, same goes for Rex Ryan. If Rex Ryan leaves television, it's not to be a defensive coordinator. It's definitely to be a head coach. And Moore right now, he's the OC. Where? In Philly? He's not leaving the Eagles to be an offensive coordinator. So you can't steal other teams' coordinators. That's not how it works. We got to look at guys that are head coaches that will be fired. Like Zach Taylor is a guy I like as our OC if he gets fired. That's usually what happens. When you're a head coach and get fired, then you go out there and get hired. But I would love Mike Vrabel as head coach, man. Absolutely. That one I'm all on board with. And as much as the coordinators are a dream, that probably wouldn't be the case. You never know, though. You never know. I would love Mike Vrabel. Absolutely. Let me know, guys. What's your dream? What's your dream coach pairing? The guy I would love them to consider is Pete Carroll in the front office. Now, I know Pete Carroll's 80 years old, but like, why do I want an old school mindset instead of like I don't know. I want someone to establish, build a program. Pete Carroll's got some juice still. Bring him on in. I don't know, man. I just want something that I can believe in. Somebody that has a track record. I don't want to hire somebody that hasn't done it before. Right? Who wants to hire a guy that hasn't done it before? Now, Ben Johnson hasn't done it before, but I'd still welcome him in, even though I feel like he would not come to the Jets. He's not going to be the Jets head coach. I can promise you that. Unless the Jets just clean house, and I love that. There's probably some names that nobody's talking about right now that they're going to be considering at head coach, right? But we still got football this season to play. 7 more of them, actually. 7 more games. And I'm excited, but it's just so frustrating that it's November 26th. We're entering Thanksgiving week, and the Jets are out, man. We're out. We're eliminated from the playoffs. 2% chance to make it. It's really sad when you look at it. I don't want to go into this whole, oh, boo-hoo, the Jets season's ruined. I don't want to go through that whole thing again. I've been on my rants. That's in the past. But it is true that the reality of this team, it's frustrating. And the only hope is that we can find the right people for the job to be the next coaching staff and the next front office. And we have a lot of people in the chat voicing their opinions. We should go get this guy, hire him, hire that person. We will never know until January or February, right? I'm going to sit down. I've been standing up for the last, I don't even know how long. Chat. All in this together. I'm going to be with you guys all season to get through the ending of the year. Shout out to the AFC East roundtable people that keep tuning into the shows. We appreciate you guys. Also, shout out to the people that's been watching Wake Up and Ball, our new show on Roundtable Sports every morning at 8:30 a.m. That's been a lot of fun with TD Finns Talk. If you guys have been watching that, you guys let me know. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. We got 69 likes. Nice. 69. We get 100, though. We get 100 likes. Come on now. We can do it. I know that we can. Smash the like button for the boy right now as we are going in. Now, the huddle on BetUS TV, Dan Mitchell's on a vacation this week. He's on a cruise. So Colby is filling in. So if you guys want to come through to BetUS TV's The Huddle, that's going to be live in a half hour at 3 p.m. I may start pocketing a daily show for Jets Media. And I think 2 o'clock is a good time, right? Because it's right before the huddle. Maybe, would you guys be interested in a daily show here on Jets Media? Maybe you should think of a name. Because I want to get more of a structure in my lives. It's been a little sporadic. I do some, walk live shows. The walking live shows are a hit. I got to bring those back, of course. Philip says, I'm not even a Jets fan. I don't know what I'm doing here, but thumbs up. Thank you so much, Philip. Guys, everybody in the chat, let me know. What fan base you representing? What are you doing here? Why are you watching my channel right now? Philip makes me curious. Why are you guys here? Staff Boy, another super chat. Thank you, Staff Boy. You're very generous today. That's your second super chat. Much love to you. Wait, Richie, you don't want to live in Delulu land with TD? 2% chance, still a chance. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I should think the Jets are going. I'm going to be TD. We're going to run the table. Broncos lose out. We win out. Man, TD Finstock is something with that delusional mess. Something else with that delusional mess, man. Come on. Crazy. Crazy. Sharon says, I'll be 63 on December 8th. Been a Jets fan since I was 5. Never got to see them live. Love it. Are you coming through? Are you going to be there for the event? Henny, member for 2 months. Richie, rank your GM or coaching hire wish list in order. Also, what would you want? What would you do in the draft this year? I'm thinking trade down and would love Vrabel. Yeah, Vrabel is definitely a guy that's high on my list, Hennessy. If I had to make a wish list, it'd be Vrabel at the top. For sure. No, Ben Johnson's at the top, but I just don't see that happening, so it's hard to put him up there. I think that it's hard, man. I mean, there's so many different ways that the Jets can go. I think that Brian Flores is going to be an option. I mean, Rex Ryan is not on my wish list. I mean, is that bad? Am I a bad Jets fan for not wanting Rex Ryan? No, right? It's tough. I haven't really, figured out my wish list. If I'm being honest with you, Henny, I haven't really, thought about it in detail. I'd have my preferences, but in these next few weeks, I need some more time. I think Jets fans need to realize we have so much time to talk about the next coaching staff and GM. Usually they get fired after the season is done, and then it's oh my God, we got to figure this out now. The fact that Saleh has been gone since week 5 and Douglas was gone last week, as a fan base, we have a lot of time to discuss. So I'm gonna breathe a little bit on this because I honestly don't even know who I want yet. I'll be honest. I want Mike Vrabel. I know that. But, I don't have my rankings in my brain. But I'm going to think about it more and make some notes. So, we'll see. Now, Pete Carroll is definitely a guy I would love. I don't know if more as a head coach or more just as a president. And, I think Pete Carroll's days as a coach is done. I think right now he's in the Seattle Seahawks front office, I believe. If he wants to come join the Jets front office, I'd welcome that in. For sure. Or at a senior advisor or something. I don't know if he's a head coach anymore, but I love Pete Carroll. Big fan of Pete Carroll, always has been. Flores. Like, do you guys feel like Brian Flores would be a smart hire here? Another former Dolphins failure. I mean, he's doing very well in Minnesota. But, not really, Rich. He's pretty much out of the picture in Seattle. Yeah, I mean, so he's not? Pete Carroll is not active with the Seahawks organization at all? I thought he was part of it, at least a little minority role. Richie, would you consider Bieniemy as OC from a couple of years ago? As an offensive coordinator, maybe. Definitely not as a head coach. I don't know. Where did he go as an OC and failed? Didn't he go to Washington as an OC and failed right away? And they replaced him with Cliff Kingsbury? Cliff Kingsbury is another name to watch for. I don't want him, but it's a name. So that's that. Man, it's a lot of things that you got to look at. Like, look at the Washington Commanders as an example of a team that can figure themselves out in the season with a new coach, new quarterback. There's so many examples. Guys, is Sam Darnold an option next year? Or am I nuts? I am nuts. I'll admit it. But what if Minnesota decides to move on from Sam because they got J.J. McCarthy and he hits the open market? Would you be interested in a Sam Darnold reunion? I'll say this. That ain't happening. I promise you that. But he's an option if the Vikings move on. What if he comes to the Jets and then he becomes our franchise guy and he plays even better than what he did in Minnesota? We pair him with Ben Johnson, and now he's the face of the Jets like he was supposed to be. Totally kidding, but you never know. I mean, like, are we thinking that the Jets quarterback is coming via the draft next year, or could he be, if Rodgers is not the guy, a guy in free agency, trade for, right? There's ways to get quarterbacks outside of the draft. We still have Tyrod Taylor under contract. Are we going to cut him, or is he going to be the bridge? The way I would go, personally, if, say, hypothetically, Rodgers is gone next year, you run into the season with Tyrod Taylor, you draft the first-round pick, or maybe in the second round, just draft the quarterback, and let that guy sit behind Tyrod Taylor and let him and Jordan Travis compete. How sick would it be to have two young quarterbacks compete? That would bring the best out of each other. Worst comes to worst, one of them is the franchise quarterback, and the other one is the long-term backup. I would love that. Let's have Travis Hunter. Excuse me. I love Travis. Can you imagine if the Jets were able to draft Travis Hunter? By the way, we could. The Jets don't want to. I don't think anybody has even brought up Travis Hunter on the Jets. Is anybody? Because we're just assuming it's quarterback. What if the Jets get Travis Hunter? And we get that talent. And then we draft the quarterback in the second round. Hypothetically. And we go into the season. I see a lot of Jets fans talk about Jalen Milroe from Bama. Do I love him? Ideally, it's Cam Ward, but he's going to the Giants. I just have a feeling he's a Giant. Cam Ward is going to be a New York Giant. Get used to that. That's going to happen. But Jalen Milroe is definitely a guy that, outside of Shedeur Sanders, people are going to look at. But Jalen Milroe and Jordan Travis behind Tyrod Taylor, that'd be fun. Glenn with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Glenn. Funny thing is, if Saleh was still coach, I think Jets would have 5 to 6 wins, maybe more right now. Management gave up on this team way too soon. Hey, Glenn, management did not give up. The owners did. Woody Johnson, you are right. But maybe it was for the better that we were able to just get rid of it early and not try to be in purgatory mode. Because what if Saleh was here and we're like just barely make the playoffs to get bounced and then we run it back next year just to do the same? So we're getting ahead of the rebuild. That's me looking in the bright side of things. That's me looking at it from an optimistic perspective. How about that, Glenn? Thank you for the super chat as always. But my thought process for the Jets is to draft a QB in the first 2 rounds, Let him sit and learn behind Tyrod Taylor. Or even if Rodgers returns, do the same thing. If Aaron's back, you still draft the QB and let him sit. It's so tough that we're in this situation. But we are. And we got to accept the reality of as it is. So that's what it comes down to. It's sad, man, but this is where we're at. This is where we are at, folks. Now, as you all know, BetUS is the proud sponsor of Jets Media. I'm curious to see the odds for the Super Bowl. Now, the New York Jets are plus 50,000 to win the Super Bowl. That means you bet $100 and the Jets win the Super Bowl, you win 50 grand. Not happening, obviously. Now, I'm curious to see the NFL division odds because the AFC East is definitely the Bills, so that's not something. The Ravens are the front runner to win the AFC North, even though they lost to the Steelers and are not in first place. I found that interesting, right? You got the division leaders. The NFC West is the division. Who do you guys got winning this division, man? The Cardinals are the favorite at plus 140. Seahawks at plus 175. This is the division to watch, man. Shout out to the NFC West Roundtable. They've been killing it over there on Roundtable Sports. So definitely go check them out, guys. 150% bonus on your first deposit, $125 on your next two, all the way up to $2,000. 10% gambler's insurance policy. You guys know BetUS, the number one online sports book. Make sure you guys check them out. All right. Can't wait to keep up the partnership with them. Speaking of BetUS, about to be live on BetUS TV, right? If you guys want to check me out over there, we're going to be live right now, all right, in 20 minutes or so. So definitely come through to BetUS TV's The Huddle. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. That'll be live in 20 minutes, all right? Oop, wrong link. That was the link for the event I just put. Let me put the link for The Huddle. All right, guys, we'll be on The Huddle in 20 minutes. I'll see you guys then. Love you all. Peace out. I'll see you on The Huddle. Hit the like button on your way out. We just hit 100 likes, I believe. Did we? We did. Shout out to you guys. Love you all. See you on The Huddle. Thank you for the super chats. Let's go Jets. Peace out.